Hi there, and thank you for everybody to come by our booth today, to the Shiba Aura machine booth. And a brief history on Shiba Aura machine before I get into our IoT presentation. Shiba Aura machine, formerly known as Toshiba Machine Company, is a global manufacturer of manufacturing equipment, such as multi-axis CNC machine tools, die casting, industrial automation, and of course our industry-leading all-electric injection molding machines. My name is Michael Werner, IIoT Customer Success Manager at Shiba Aura. So get into a little bit of what we have done and the philosophies of what we're doing here. In April of this past year, in 2022, we actually started a new department called Digital Services. And digital services is to help our customers and our clients with that digital transformation of getting IoT data directly from the machine to the cloud to help better efficiencies, to reduce ROI on the capital equipment. The first product that we came out with is called MachineNet Cloud. It's a powerful cloud-based monitoring acquisition system using a suite of applications. And these suite of applications are designed to fit every needs of the factory floor. So it doesn't matter if it's C-suite, looking at from C-suite point of view, maintenance point of view, production point of view, and even QC. We got it all covered. And one of the other important factors that we wanted to bring out with it is, though it's marketed and put as Shiba Aura machine product line, we have the capability to connect to various types of machinery, including competitors or going into a smart cell situation. And I'll explain that here momentarily. The first thing that we view when we go through this is the value proposition we bring forward is remote access from our service standpoint. We use a very unique two-tier security system that develops a dynamic VPN from a remote source, such as our service department or your own device, directly into the controller. This allows our service department to be able to monitor what's going on, look at potential issues, concerns, get the right individual to your facility to reduce the downtime or unscheduled downtime. That's the curse in most manufacturing, right? You have downtime or scheduled downtime and unscheduled. We want to avoid and reduce that unscheduled downtime, and that's one of the focuses. So with the remote access through that unique dynamic VPN system, that allows you, the customer, to control us, to be able to go in, view it, and make necessary requirement changes, software changes, upgrades, and look at the potential situation that's going on, saving you, the customer, the client, any potential unwanted downtime. The other thing that we bring forward is what we call insights on our application. As I mentioned, it's a suite of applications, right? The first one is listed as Insight, and this is pretty much what we're showing up here. And Insight is giving you exactly that, the overall insight of how your factory is running. Okay, you get your OEE, your cycle time, your production data, and you can actually look at that information, downtime charting, as well as productivity information, all at one single dashboard location. You can also run reports. Everything that we have is also reportable. And when I say that, you can actually run production reports that can be seen over here. This can be emailed and sent to your team on a regular basis. If it's daily production meetings, weekly, monthly, however you wish to do it, the right people at the right time can get the same exact data. Okay, so it becomes that consistency. When you land on that table, everybody sees the same exact report generated directly from the injection molding or any piece of equipment. Like I mentioned, this does allow us to connect to various types of equipment. So we connect to machine tools and die casting machinery, auxiliary equipment as well to get all that data. So that productivity report is very important to see how you're doing. What is my daily OEE? How many productions do I have? How much downtime did I suffer on a daily basis? The other item that we have up here as an app is called production. And that is actually getting the actual physical processing data directly from the machinery. In this case, if I was looking at injection molding, I can actually look up what my cushion is, what my barrel temperature is, what my settings are, all in a single dashboard view. I have hooked up auxiliaries such as TCUs, dryers, and other items, and all in that same window, not only could I see what my cushion was, what my pressure, or injection pressures were, I could see my water temperature, water flow, dryer temperature, dryer humidity, all on one simple screen or platform. Okay, so extremely valuable. Being that it's cloud-based system, all this data is then stored and it can be accessed by date and time. So at any given moment, you can go up and ask for a specific window and get that data and look at it, analyze it. Everything has, like again, I mentioned, and you'll hear me say it a few times, reporting capability as well as alarm capability. You can set up individual alarms for processing data, downtime data, whatever you want. It can do it as a push out on your cell. It could do as an SMS text or even a email to you and on your phone. Okay, so you can get that notification to the right persons or team at the right time. Then we do have what we refer to as also downtime. A simple downtime app with a click of 3 buttons, we can then log in and monitor what our downtime is. You can get as granular or as high-end data as you wish. On the granular side, you control what data or what is your downtime reasons. So you can get your Pareto charts made out efficiently what is actually going on my floor. So we monitor that Pareto charts. We monitor the mean time between failures, the mean times to failure. All the data can be, again, reported out, sent to the team and the proper team on a regular basis to see what's going on. It could be sent out on a daily, weekly, monthly, how often. And it's regularly scheduled. And again, you can control who gets that report. You can also control the timing of the report. And what I mean by that, when the timing of the report is, if you don't want to get that wonderful, disturbing email at 2 o'clock or a text at 2 o'clock, you can put in blank out windows so you're not seeing that, right? So all that can be set up. You can set it up by team, your individual. Very, very powerful capability of giving you the data that you need from this, okay? So that was the downtime. Then we have recipe management, and this is something that's been very, very popular. Okay, every time you run that machine, that data or that recipe process is uploaded into the cloud. It is there visually, it is now saved. You have a validated, potentially a validated recipe that is there. If any changes occur to that recipe, it's powerful enough, it will tell you what was loaded up into memory, what was, what it is, and it will actually highlight it and tell you that these following items are not the same that was pulled out of memory. So quickly, you can even report or visually have that scene of what is different on my machine. Okay, so you know if somebody is, and we all suffer if you're in the plastics industry, and most manufacturers always seems to be that little gremlin running around, and we'll blame third shift. And if there's any third shift here, I apologize, but we always seem to throw them under the bus, right? So you got the gremlins. You can actually run reports on that. You can actually set up alerts on that as well. So you can put in a tolerance level that you will allow any variation to occur. Won't stop the operator to make that verification or change, but it will give out, again, a push, a text, or an email saying that that variable has now been changed beyond what you allow as an acceptable level. Once you have this all saved into memory, and you have a validated, and it's great on the medical and some of the automotive, if you have that validated recipe that's stored up in the cloud, you can take that and you can push that to the machine, and you can tell the operator on the machine, this is the job you're going to run. Okay, so the person who's in control of that recipe sends it down and says, that's what you put in. Don't go by what somebody saved last week or any changes. So you got absolute control of the recipe and its validations. Life cycle. Our life cycle app is preventative maintenance and longevity leading up to and predictive, which I'll get into one moment here. But on the life cycle application, it's very important to not allow for unscheduled downtime. So unscheduled downtime, of course, is our enemy, right? Preventive maintenance can sort of stop that, right? So I always use a reference on this, what life cycle actually does. I use my example of my 1974 Gremlin, okay? When it's time to change the oil in that, I sit there and you write a little notepad and you keep it in the glove box and you hope that you remember to pull it out and when it's changed. Today's cars, they give you a warning, 10, 20, 15% of life left. Well, that's what you set up here in our life cycles capability. You can actually set up those different items to be reported out ahead of time. So we can look at the scheduler and say, hey, I have these items that are due and they're coming up. I need time to schedule the time for the maintenance. Okay? So that's life cycle. We can also keep track of tooling the same way. Once you put in a tool number in there, it remembers and it sees you moving it throughout the factory. And it will keep track of where that mold is at any given moment, if it's in a different machine, if it's on the shelf, and it keeps track of how many cycles there actually is. So you actually have tool tracking capability and maintenance allowing to that. Now with life cycle, as I sort of mentioned, it also leads to a long-term goal, and that is predictive. So what we're doing is we are now looking at this through data science. Everything, all the data streams that we're getting in from either sensors or directly from the controller, and we're starting to develop that AI to start being able to predict certain items that might actually go, or we think are going to go bad before they happen. Hopefully to give you that month or two warning that, hey, this product or this part, this component is showing that it's going to fail soon. So again, get it scheduled for the scheduled downtime. Didn't hear me say that once or twice, okay? And of course, maybe order the components ahead of time. So again, keeping the downtime to a bare minimum. Let the machines run and do their job for the ROI. We also have a quality application. The quality application is just that for our quality team. It will actually follow ISO 9000 to give out certificate of analysis by using all your procedures that you put in there, what your normal quality team would do. Look at it, and again, like I said, generate a COA for your quality. One other thing that comes up as many questions is, what if I have an existing ERP, MES system already in there? I want to get this data, but I needed to integrate it into my system already. Well, we also have complete RESTful APIs, application programming interfaces. So that allows most programmers and most external systems to quickly grab the data that we have inside of the machine and export it right into any existing ERPs or MES systems painlessly. Okay, so RESTful APIs are also part of this, and we have that completely covered. When it comes to the smart cell, and that's what we're going to be showing more and more of, is the idea, and I mentioned that, to have all auxiliary equipment attached to a single source. Single source of data collection to be able to monitor everything from water temperatures, cushions, automation, cells, all can be done. The platform is extremely secure, using a very, very unique two-tier security system and a very dynamic VPN system for communications in Batu to make it very fairly hard to break into any data that's coming out. As I mentioned, it is cloud-based, so all the data is there. Anytime you have any simple way of Wi-Fi or any smart device that you can grab, you can look at it. Now, no good system in today's world would not be complete without a mobile app. So, of course, we have the MachineNet Cloud mobile app both on the Apple and Android platforms. So those who are using it can simply open that up. They can see which machines are running, what the current cycle times are, and just give your overall OEE. Again, the platform is designed to be able to run not only our machinery, but a vast variety of equipment.